crisis between Russia and Ukraine has hit the global market. Stocks plunging on Thursday after Russian troops launched an attack on Ukraine. Let's get the views now of Security Bank Chief Economist Robert Tan.
Tensions in Ukraine came to a head after Russian forces launched a military operation on February 24, 2022. The two warring nations may be halfway around the world, but their conflict still has an impact on Filipinos, according to an economist. The main concern right now will be where inflation would be headed locally. Security Bank AVP and Chief Economist Robert Tan Roses told CNN Philippines. He noted that the cost of many agricultural commodities imported by the Philippines, like wheat and soybeans, have gone up.
Roses warned that all these would likely transmit into local prices with the cost being transferred towards local consumers. He said that the situation is currently confined regionally, but its effect on the Philippines and other economies could become more massive if it gets worse. Roses explained that the situation right now remains very fluid, and we can only hope that it doesn't get any worse. If it does, I think our authorities, especially our economic managers, remain steadfast in terms of preparing for the worst outcome in terms of pricing.
He said this may be a difficult situation for the Philippines since it is only starting to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. What the government can do now is to aid this recovery further through monetary and fiscal support.
Some subsidies in terms of fuel price subsidies, something that they did with much success last year, which actually tamed the inflationary tendencies, he said. What we have to do at the moment is to watch out for that pass-through effect coming from the conflict. So mostly that's something to do with the price shocks as well. Our inflation can only serve to slow down economic growth. So I think that's where the support should come from.
The impact of the war, however, has also started creeping on other countries across the globe as the price of oil shot up as a result of ongoing attack amid financial sanctions imposed by US and Western allies. We might think that Ukraine is far away and that there is no danger for the Philippines. But we are living in the global village, said the chair of the CELAC Nation Defense and Security Committee. An invasion of Ukraine may adversely affect the stock markets all over the world. Prices of basic commodities and fuel may increase. We need to prepare for this and not mention that we are still suffering from the pandemic and the far from economic recovery, Lacson said. Russian announcement of the invasion of Ukraine Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Lopez said growing tension between Russia and Ukraine was likely to the minimal impact on the Philippine trade. But he emphasized that it will cause disruption in global supply and the price of oil. What Lacson and Lopez anticipated to be the impact of Russia-Ukraine war on global oil turned out to be spot on. The global oil price hike caused by the war resulted in a year-to-date adjustment that brought a total net increase of 10.85 per liter for diesel and 9.55 per liter for kerosene and 8.75 per liter for gasoline. High pump price caused by increased global oil price could also impact transport fare, according to Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. We have to act fast to provide relief to our people in the wake of soaring gas prices, which have now increased by more than 20 per liter due to COVID-19 pandemic and the heightened tension between Russia and Ukraine and its Western allies.
Russian-Ukraine war. Global politics impacting. the present Philippine political system in general.
The ongoing Russia and Ukraine war satisfies to a new world disorder. The advanced democracy are watching the situation with grave concern, imposing and enforcing economic sanctions with the hope to bring Russian President Vladimir Putin to his knees. Such is the case in the Philippines during the 6th year of Philippine President Rodrigo Roa Duterte leadership. Manila has ventured to diversify its relation with a non-traditional partner like China and Russia, breaking with its long-standing US-centric strategic calculus. These come at a time when Beijing and Moscow are seeking to revise the US-led rules-based international order, making Duterte's foreign policy controversial both at home and abroad. In article last year, the Philippines-Russian relationship had improved during Duterte's term in office and were likely to continue, albeit modest growth even after his exists, a byproduct of current structural shift toward a multipolar order in the Indo-Pacific region. But whatever the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine will impact the future trajectory of Philippine-Russian relationship deserve attention. The relationship between Manila and Moscow are unlikely to fall from great heights, since there is no much to lose in that relationship to begin with. That is notwithstanding the adverse impact that the ongoing crisis may pose for Philippines itself in the short and long term. The first thing to note is that Russia lacked formidable hard and soft power with which influence the Philippines. Although Duterte presidency failed to tap the full potential and bilateral relationship, this is much result of Russia's failure to convince the Philippine establishment to depend cooperate with Moscow. Following Duterte outreach in 2016, Russia mainly took the opportunity to expand defense relations. Especially, it engaged Manila with port call, naval exercises, and arms sales donation. In 2017, the two countries signed a memorandum of agreement on defense cooperation, resulting in the dispatch of Russian and Philippines defense attached to their respective capitals. Not everything has worked out. Russia, for instance, failed to secure a deal on submarine acquisition of the armed force of the Philippines after the Philippine Department of Nation Defense narrowed its bid down to a choice between French and South Korea builder last year. Meanwhile, Philippines' procurement of 17 Mi heavy-lift helicopter for the AFP has become subject of controversy due to logical, financial, and political repercussion that is may entail amid the ongoing war. Manila has stated that it was determined to honor the deal but eventually changed its tone, announcing that it would review the procurement instead. Furthermore, Manila did not attend to the naval interoperability exercise proper of the first Asian-Russia naval exercise, held in December last year. So far, the Philippines had made a choice. It chose to condemn Moscow invasion of Ukraine at Onga and called for both parties to settle their dispute. Yet, one thing is clear. The Philippines does not face any high-stake fallout on its bilateral relation with Russia due to the war in Ukraine, while Manila has made a moral choice to condemn an invasion, such as a choice nevertheless consistent with an strategic interest. As the ongoing Russia-Ukrainian war engendered international systematic changes, it is imperative to also see continuous in terms of how states like Philippines behave in such a way that upholds the Thucydidean tenets of fear, honor, and interest. And that will be all. Thank you.